All right, guys, the watch list video here for Friday already. Wow, Friday, June 25th. Look at the SPY. Doesn't even look like a candle. It looks like somebody sneezed, and that's just a little remnant of it or something. So a very narrow range on the day. That did not stop you guys. You guys were amazing today. I even tweeted like the highlight page, right? I took a screenshot from today, and I think I tweeted 4 or 5 trade ideas called in the room, and none of them were mine. I think what I tweeted, something like, I think I'm the weakest link in the room, but the teamwork's amazing. So let's go highlight those real quick. DBGI, literally, I don't know, I think Wayne's got a crystal ball, or he's an insider at DBGI. He called this long. These are 5-minute candles. This is the opening candle. So he called it long over the high of day, which would be over 463. Look what happens. Gets going a little bit, and then boom, halted, then boom. So from, and news came out right after it, by the way, something to do with Amazon. Anyway, it was unbelievable. 464 entry idea went to 747 on about 25 cents risk. Amazing call. Speaking of Wayne, he gave a 1350 idea, which would be right there. Afternoon, 1350, high of day above, and ends up going all the way to 1439, really without even looking back over its shoulder. Another amazing call. Let's stick with the Wayne theme. He called when the infrastructure, I got on the mic and said, hey guys, the infrastructure bill was just passed, or they've agreed on one or whatever. Wayne starts looking at infrastructure related plays, and he quickly finds Nucor, NUE, that had bumped its head on 97 a few times, kind of peeked through it, and had the early high 50 cents above that. So he called it over 97. Look what happens. I mean, all of his calls just, they worked right away. That's everything we teach in the course, is entries that should work right away. Whole number inflection points with catalysts above. Amazing. So from 97, it went to 99.38. Wayne was on fire today. Wouldn't be a highlight video without Kevin P. Called ATOS. It topped out right here at 750. And he called it long if it broke 750. So that would be right there. Look. Right away, right? Never underwater. I love the way these guys are finding these inflection point entries. To pat myself on the back for one thing, I did call ALF as a Tokyo. I'll probably have to show you 2-minute candles. And this is just for people that weren't in the chat room today. I called it somewhere like right about here. It hadn't broken the high yet, or I wouldn't have called it as a Tokyo, right? 1224 was the high. I saw the volume coming in. I actually got filled at 1208 myself. And then again, it kind of ripped to 1350 and then went higher than that later. Well, no, it went to 1375. So anyway, there's some highlights from the. You'd never expect that many big ideas, and I'm really, to be honest with you, there's several on here that I just forgot that were called in the room and didn't put them in the video. But there were several in chat, and my apologies for leaving some people out. I know Jacob KL made a great call too. I just can't remember the symbol now. A lot of symbols dance around in this brain of mine all the time, and that's scary because there's not a lot of room up in there, all right? Anyway, so there's the SPY. What are we watching for tomorrow, Friday? Wish has a great looking chart here, topped out at 15. You got a cup and handle, massive volume. It actually ran on after hours too, at like 1480 something, I think. Right now it's trading at 1447, but you got to love this over this 15 high. So we'll see. We'll see. It's really crowded stock, but MRIN had a big rip, but look at this unusual action. When it started to rip here, I said shorts are in trouble, right? Because shorts are winning all day long after the gap up, just expecting it to roll over. Then you get this kind of move, shorts are in trouble when this happens late in the day, and it did continue higher, but I never found a trade in it, and I thought it was worth watching in after hours, and I was watching it for a bit, but it never got back up there, so it was a non-event. But certainly worth watching going into tomorrow. All right, FUV. It's kind of obscure, but you had this pop here to 1735. If you look at it yesterday, it kind of had extra volume and popped up to very close to 16, and then today kind of an inside day. So if it breaks today's high, maybe 1550, you might get through 16 and then maybe challenge this recent high. And the EV plays are really strong, so it's worth watching. But at the same time, I love to trade stocks that are really high relative volume within the last 5 days, right? In other words, in-play stocks, recent high flyers, whatever you want to do, to whatever you want to word it, however you want to word it. And this really isn't a recent high flyer, but it is in a hot group, and the chart looks pretty good, so we're going to keep our eyes on it. ALF, got to watch this one. Had this massive rip 3 sessions ago, then a red day, and now today closed above its open. Gave a nice trade today. We're going to watch it again tomorrow. Oh, this is another thing. 2 people in chat. I jumped on the mic and said, hey guys, looks like the infrastructure, they got an agreement on the infrastructure. And I said, so anybody have any plays on that? And again, I don't have it in front of me, but 2 different people posted rail at the same time. Anyone in the chat room could have had that as a Tokyo. It was still below the high of day. You see the volume starting to come in. Could have had that anywhere below 635. And look what it did. So again, just another great testimony to the teamwork in there. Anyway, rail goes on watch for tomorrow because it's strong play and infrastructure related. SRNE, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, hit 1027. Then today hit 1011. So, and nice volume today. So it's certainly worth watching. TTD had a huge move today. So really, I doubt I'll trade it tomorrow because it's ahead of itself, right? But it moved up $11 today. So we're going to keep that on watch tomorrow and all next week. See if we get an A+ intraday setup. ORPH, kind of obscure because today, it was on watch. Yesterday hit 935. Today topped out very close to 9. So we'll see what happens. I really like this, like through 9 tomorrow if that happens. But you never know. See, it had that big move, and then today gapped up and never broke its early high. So anyway, it's a weird looking chart because a lot of longs are underwater, but at the same time, when it gets moving, it really moves. Hence, it's on the list. DBGI, I talked about Wayne's call in it, closing way off its highs, but I'm going to keep it on watch because of that big move. Couple more. RHE, big mover in the recent past, and decent little pop today, maybe a follow-through day tomorrow. And then TRCH goes back on bounces. I actually called this one today over the 5-minute high. So it looked like this. There's the opening candle, topped out at 514. There's the break, and it went to, I don't know, 518 or something, came back to my entry, and I didn't love it because it wasn't my bounce play entry typically, right? A break of the 5-minute high is not, you guys know I like the afternoon high of day breaks, but I thought it was worth a shot, and I ended up maybe, I don't know, $60 on it and hit out flat on the, I scalped some, hit out flat when it came back to my entry because it was an early trade, and it ran pretty nicely. So anyway, but let's go to 15-minute candles, and you'll see it put in its high early. I talk about bounce plays all the time, and then trailed off the rest of the day. I'd like to see a Friday afternoon high of day break out of consolidation, and then I'll like it much, much more. All right, so that's what I'm looking for on TRCH. We'll add gappers to this list as we always do in the pre-market. Should be plenty to trade. Let's keep the teamwork going, and I'm done babbling. See you guys in the chat room in the morning.